Welcome back to SnowRunner. So I just jumped in my Zeeks because it was over where we had to pick the cargo back up when we dumped it in the 750. But we are going to pick up some cargo here for the water boom because it's on the way of where some other tasks are that we can do, so we might as well just pick this up on the way because, like I said, there's no reason to drive all the way out there with an empty truck. So that's the last metal beams. Small pipes need, and then the metal rolls. It's the last of the metal rolls too. I don't actually know where you get the other stuff. I assume you have to craft it. Not totally sure. Or maybe the other warehouse has it. The other warehouse probably does have it. But either way, this is good enough for the water boom 1, which is the one we're going to pass. I think we'll actually pass water boom 2 as well, but because I'm going to go do the there's like a garbage removal task that I remember doing when I had played a little bit of this with a friend, so I'm going to get that task done. And yeah, we'll see what else we get done. Pretty much all the tasks though now are pretty much going to require a truck like this because we have to deliver cargo places. So whatever else we can find while we're out here though, we'll do. If we have time. Man, I have a I had braces as a kid, as most kids do. And I mean, I've had them off for like probably 20 years almost now at this point. But when I got my braces off, I was in like 7th grade. Where the hell am I going? So like that was a very long time ago. That was like, I was in 7th grade in, I guess 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. I graduated from high school in 2008, so yeah, somewhere around 2003. Yeah, so pretty much 20 years. But back then, most, I can't even speak, most orthodontists used like permanent cemented lower retainer bars. And that's a water tower. That was a crazy noise. But yeah, so I have a permanent like metal bar that's cemented to like my front 4 teeth in my mouth. And like just over the years, you know, my teeth have shifted a little bit. My one tooth on like the right side, from my perspective, would be the left side if you were looking at my face, is like slightly turned. Not like my 2 front middle teeth, the one that's to the, if you were looking at me, the one that's to the left of my center pair of teeth has like slightly turned a little bit. I don't know why, but like I can tell when I like, you know, run my tongue along the back of my teeth, like I can tell that that tooth is like sitting weird. And like it's weird, like I've been to the dentist and, you know, they don't think it's anything wrong, you know, my teeth are all healthy and whatnot. But it just, for some reason, like I never used to have this problem, but just over the past couple years, I just like, I cannot stop messing with that part of my mouth with my tongue. And like, I don't know, sometimes it's worse than others. I don't know what causes it. I don't know. I don't really have anxiety or anything like that. Not normally. I mean, there's things that will make me anxious, but it's not a normal thing for me. So like, I don't think that's what it is. I think sometimes I just like get really focused on something, and then that's kind of what I'm like, I don't know, you know how people have like things they do when they're like really focused and like concentrating on something? Like some people will like bite their lip or like you know, just things like that. Like, I think I just do this, like, you know, not really thinking about it, and I just, like, you know, really mess with it with the tip of my tongue. And I have, like, the worst, like, ulcer on the front of my tongue. Like, it's insane. And it's so annoying. And, like, I can't keep myself from messing with it now. Because if you ever had braces or anything, you'll know that, like, if you get, like, an ulcer on, like, your cheek or, like, on your tongue, like, it just makes it 1,000 times worse, and you just, like, can't stop messing with it. This has been awful. I've tried chewing gum, and, like, that helps, because, like, you know, I have something else in my mouth that I can, like, keep my mouth occupied with. I don't know, it's weird. I know that's some random information, but just thought I'd share. And I mean, luckily your tongue, like your mouth and your tongue heal really, really quickly. So like probably by tomorrow, it won't bother me as much, but it's just driving me nuts. Like I just cannot stop messing with it. And like I know I need to stop messing with it or else it's not gonna like stop bothering me. But it's just one of those things that like it's so hard to do once it's started. And it's weird too, because it's one of those things where like it kind of feels good to like mess with it. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm sure if you've ever been in a similar experience, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But like, it's just one of those things where like it feels good to like mess with it, but you know that it's really only making it worse. So like it's just one of those things that is just annoying. I would love to get that bar removed, and like I've talked to my dentist about it, and they're like, you know, they're open to doing it, but it's actually further away than I thought. Are there any other things that are closer? No. What is far, far away? Yeah, the other warehouse has metal rolls. I mean, we're just gonna do it. It's kind of far away, but there's no real reason. I mean, the only other thing I could do, we could drive all the way back and go get the other stuff for the next water boom, which I guess isn't a horrible idea, because it's not that far, and we're gonna go past it. So yeah, let's do that. That makes the most sense. Oh, I need a cabin for it. Shit. Oh, is there a cabin here? Yeah, there must be a cabin there. All right, well, we'll go ahead and we'll do this. Might as well. So anyway, I'm really hoping that goes away soon. I would definitely, chewing gum definitely helped, and I will probably do that once I finish recording. I just don't want to be chewing gum while I'm recording, because that'd be the most obnoxious thing in the entire world. My microphone already picks up noises that I don't really like, but I don't have any way of like filtering out any of that, because I just connect my microphone straight into my PlayStation via USB. And it is a Blue Yeti X, which it's a pretty decent microphone for what I need, but like I don't have the ability to use any like EQs or any kind of filters, like high pass filters, none of that. So I can't like filter things out, which is really unfortunate. I wish I could, because I am like formally trained in like sound and, you know, like live production kind of stuff. I actually work at a live theater, and I do some mixing and whatever on soundboards. So like I am, you know, I do know how to do that stuff with microphones, but when I don't have the ability to do it, it kind of sucks. It would be awesome if there was a feature on the PlayStation where you could like EQ your microphone, but there's just not. So we kind of got to work with what we have right now. Maybe someday if I can build a computer, I will have a better setup. But for now, this works, and it doesn't sound too bad at all, to be honest. I think it actually sounds pretty damn good for what it is. so I'm not too upset with it. I mean, I do have a pop filter, I have a windscreen, so it does take away a lot of noises, but I do know that, especially if I'm doing like more of one of my scripted videos where I'm, you know, like my SnowRunner tips videos and stuff, I know, because it's like I'm somewhat reading off of a script and like I'm trying to get it all read out in a certain amount of time to fit the clip. I tend to take breaths, and it's hard to like to read like that and take breaths without it being picked up in the microphone. But I do my best. I am aware of it, so like, and honestly, some of those videos that I have made that have, you know, gotten, you know, couples of thousands of views, people haven't complained about my audio, so I don't think there's anything to complain about. But there's always going to be someone out there that will find something wrong with whatever you're doing, and that's fine. I mean, I'm always open for any kind of feedback, for sure. I would love to build a computer, I really would. I just, cost-wise, it's not really in the cards to be able to build the kind of computer I would want. I need to get a new computer anyway, but like, I don't want to like build a desktop, because I use my computer way more than, like if I had a desktop, I'd have to have it most likely like in my basement, because that's really the only other space in my house I have. And I mean, my basement's like, it's not like unfinished, like it's like half finished. There's carpet and whatever, it's fine down there. I have a like a dehumidifier and everything, so it's not like the computer would be in any trouble being down there. It's actually cut through here. But I just like, I use my, like, I'm a big Apple person. I have a MacBook Pro that's from 2011. It replaced the one I got from my school that I went to that was part of my tuition. I had a 2008 MacBook Pro. That computer did not last me very long. It only lasted me obviously like 3 years. But those computers had really, really bad issues with heat. And basically, if I would use it for long periods of time, it couldn't dissipate the heat properly, and it would basically like desolder my like graphics chip or whatever from the logic board, and my screen would get all like crazy and like colored and like checkerboardy. It was wild, like craziest thing ever. So I bought a new computer, and I've had that I mean, that this one's lasted me 12 years. Like, thing's a beast, and it still works. Oh shit, this isn't even where I needed to go. Whoops. Can I get over there from here? Honestly, I probably can, but do I want to risk it? That's the question. Maybe we should risk it. Let's risk it for the video. As long as I can winch something and pull myself over there, we should be okay. Just gotta get over here. It's gonna be the tough part. I'm sure this is like super deep. Oh, not even bad at all. Look at that. Nice little shortcut. But yeah, like, I use my computer for, you know, like, I'll just sit on the couch and, you know, do my thumbnails and whatever else, like, while we're watching TV or something. And then also, like, if I'm playing games, like, because I often play games on the side, like, currently I'm just working through Assassin's Creed because I've always wanted to get all those trophies, and I mean, I might as well. They're all available on PlayStation Plus Extra. So something I wanted to do, and those games are just kind of old, so I don't really see the point in recording them, and that would just take me way longer to get through them. So I just play them during the day while my kid's at school and my other one's sleeping and whatever, and I can just, you know, burn through them quickly and not have to worry about recording it. Alright, so I need metal beams, and then I need... Oh, there's a cabin here, too. We might as well just take the cabin from here, because... Okay. How should we get back? I mean, I could just probably go back the way I came. But yeah, so like I want to get a new computer, and honestly, I'm just considering like a refurbished MacBook Air. But I at least want to get an M1. I'd prefer an M2, but unless they drop in price refurb-wise, M1 is looking way better. Because I can get one for like $700 refurbished. Which, for a Mac, that's really good. And I've been reading a lot about them, and there's a lot of really good feedback. For one, for Apple's Silicon M chips in their computers now, and two, like, oh, really? I knew that was gonna happen. And two, the Airs have gotten really good over the years, so it is definitely something I am considering. I'm just gonna do this until I get across here. But yeah, so it's something I'm considering. I need to like save up some money for it and whatnot, because again, it's an expense I don't really need to make because my computer does okay, but there's just certain things that my computer just really struggles with, so. Oh, I forgot about the metal rolls. So yeah, so something I've been considering, and hopefully I can do maybe around Christmas time or whatever. There was actually just a really good deal on Amazon that you could get one for 25% off, so it was like $750, and that was like a, you know, actual like Apple certified refurbished one, just being sold through Amazon. I think, could be wrong, maybe Apple doesn't do that, I don't know. I would love to just buy it straight from Apple, but they're way more expensive refurbed straight through Apple, which granted, when you buy a refurbished product through Apple, they literally you basically get a brand new computer. Like anything that you see or touch, don't flip. Anything you see or touch is completely replaced. So like they replace like the case, the keyboard, like everything like that. And then, shit, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get. I came up this the wrong way. Oh, this sucks. I need to go the other way, not this way. Hopefully I can get around here without flipping. But yeah, if you buy a refurbished product from Apple directly, you basically get a brand new item on the outside. Like they replace everything that you can physically touch. Anything inside is usually reused as long as there's no damage to it, but like everything on the outside will be completely new. So it's definitely a better choice to go through Apple, because you also just never really know what you're gonna get through someone else. But I don't know, we'll see. But it's gonna, I mean, it would cost at least, I'd say, $1,200 to build a decent PC, like desktop PC, that I could record gameplay on. And granted, I would still mainly stick with console games because I've just always been a console gamer, but I would like it to be able to play PC games as well and still be able to record. Just if there's ever a game, like for instance Starfield, that you know, isn't on PlayStation, but I could play it on PC. So I don't know, there's just things like that that I would love to do, but I know I don't need a super powerful computer to be able to just record from a console, because basically the console's doing the work. The computer just needs to have a decent graphics card to be able to, you know, take the signal and record it in a... I would like to record in 4K. I only record in 1080p. And the only reason I do that, because the PlayStation 5 is capable of recording in 4K, but if I do record in 4K, then it doesn't record the trophy clips, and that's kind of the whole point of my channel, is trophy clips. So I just, you know, I need the trophy clips to be able to splice them into the videos for my trophy, whatever game I'm platinum trophy hunting for. Obviously SnowRunner isn't one of those games, so I guess I could record SnowRunner in 4K, but it's just, I have to change it every single time, and it's just not worth the hassle. So I just record in 1080p, and honestly 1080p is fine for the most part. A lot of people watch on like their phones and tablets, and you know, so it's not really even like people notice much of a difference. I mean, if I watch one of my videos on like my 4K TV, like, you know, 60-inch 4K TV, obviously I can see that it's in 1080p because it doesn't look as clear as 4K is, but it's still not horrible. Like, it doesn't really bother me that much watching it in that resolution. I mean, 1080p is still high definition. I would say 720p is kind of on the verge of standard anymore, even though technically it's high definition. At least 10 years ago it was high definition, but I think now that we're, you know, 1080p and 4K are the resolutions people prefer. Honestly, it's 4K for the most part. They don't even sell 1080p TVs anymore. They only sell them 4K. So like, I don't know. But like, it'd be sweet to have like a gaming PC that has like a, you know, 1440p monitor. It would just be awesome. Has some dreams. Because honestly, I think 1440p is probably the best in terms of like gameplay, like playing games. 1440p 60 FPS is probably like the, you know, the bread and butter. It's like the golden zone, because it's pretty hard to do 4K and 60 FPS. I mean, that's, you gotta have a really, really, really powerful computer for that. And the game has to be optimized really well. Like, there's just a lot of things that go into that. But having a variable refresh rate, 1440p monitor, 60 FPS, that's like crisp gaming at its finest. This took a lot longer than I thought, not gonna lie, but we did take that little shortcut through the water, so that helped. I do know the crafting recipe for the cabin is different on this map. I believe I mentioned that in like my first episode. I do have the recipe in my SnowRunner cargo guide. If you'd like to check that out, it's in the link in my description below. It's the very first link. It's just a Google document. You can save a copy for yourself, and yeah, it has all the cargo that I know of in the game, at least cargo that is relevant. It doesn't include some things, like the wind turbine from Glades isn't on there, or the turbine blade, just because it's not a piece of cargo you have to worry about packing. It's just on a trailer already, so it doesn't really matter. It's not like the airplane in Kola Peninsula where you have to actually load it on the trailer, even though the game gives you the trailer to load it on. it's just, you know, it doesn't really, you don't really need to know the cargo slot. It is a 5-slot cargo though, I think, game code wise. But again, you can't unpack it from the trailer. It's like physically on the trailer. You just have to attach the trailer to a truck with a high saddle and drive it to its destination. So I didn't include that, but it does have things. It doesn't have like the potato samples either, but they're the same exact thing as the potatoes. So there's no real reason to have both of them. They do look slightly different in terms of like the actual item. I think the potato samples have like a brown like sack, and the regular potatoes have like a white sack. I don't know. I could be totally making that up. But one's just called potatoes, one's called potato samples, and it just all depends on, there's an experimental field in Glades, and you get potato samples from the experimental field, and you get regular potatoes from all the other fields. So, but again, there's no real difference other than like you just need to make sure if the task requires potatoes, you make sure you take potatoes, not potato samples, because they're not interchangeable, but they're the same size cargo wise, so like it's just not necessary to include them. But then I also have, you know, like crafting guide. A couple different maps have different recipes, so those are all included. There's a couple different recipes on a mirror for one. Glades has some different recipes. Or no, Glades doesn't have different recipes, does it? Well, maybe it does, I don't know. This map definitely does with the cabin. The cabin is a different recipe on this map than it usually is. I do hope I am going the right way. I never go the right way. Why do I do this every time? How do I get over there? I guess I have to drive all the way down this road and then go. Because I don't think I can cut through that. Not with this. I mean, I'm only just worried about getting stuck in trees. That's really it. I mean, this truck can make it, no problem. I just don't want to get stuck on rocks or trees. So this is all we're going to do in this episode. I'm not going to have time to do anything else. We'll do the garbage thing next, though, because we'll be closer to it here. So in the next episode, we'll pick that up and deliver that. Probably try to work on the next water boom as well. We do need to craft a cabin. Or no, we don't need to craft a cabin. There's a cabin at that warehouse, but yeah, so it has crafting recipes, different ones that I've come across, and then it also has crafting recipes for logs, like the planks. And it also kind of explains, like, with logs, one log gets you whatever the amount of planks it outputs. So, like, if it says, like, a medium log outputs, or medium logs output 2 wooden planks, then that means when you take a load of medium logs to, like the sawmill, for instance, it's always at a sawmill. You take a load of medium logs to a sawmill. If medium logs gives you 2 wooden planks, that load will give you 6 wooden planks, because a load of logs is technically only 3 logs. So if you load the truck manually, you only need to load 3 logs into the truck and then pack it, and it'll be a full load of logs. So the game calculates the crafting of planks off of 1 singular log out of the load. So every load is 3 logs, so that load will give you 6 wooden planks instead of 2. It's very confusing, and when you first do it, you're thinking, oh man, I'm gonna have to do like 3 loads of logs, but in reality 1 load of logs is all you need, because it's going to give you 6 planks. And it just varies. Different maps have different outputs for logs and planks, so I have all of those on there as well. And I don't know, I just think it's useful. It has all the icons for all of the items, like the little icons up there in the top right. It has all of those. It has a legend so that you know what the icons are. I don't know. I enjoy making those kinds of things, and I felt that, you know, there's a lot of them around, but like everyone that you look up on Google, it doesn't ever get updated. Like mine's the most up to date that I know of. So I haven't shared it anywhere. Like I haven't shared it to SnowRunner subreddit just because I kind of felt like it would be like self-promotion a little bit, and I don't really want to do that. Not on the subreddit because you're not really allowed to, but like I do have like my YouTube channel link on it because I did make it, so like it's kind of like my watermark in a sense. Not that anyone can just remove it and share it as their own, which I hope no one would do that, but there's people out there that, you know, that would do that. Alright, so there's, yeah, right there's where we need to go next, so we'll just have to turn around and go up there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It wasn't exactly what I planned on doing, but we got 2 of these booms built, so now we have, you know, water there and there. But yeah, we'll do this, and then we'll have to take the garbage. I forget where you take the garbage. But then wherever we take the garbage, if we end up back over here somewhere, we'll go to this warehouse, pick up the stuff we need, go to this warehouse, pick up the cabin, and then take it to the other water boom. We'll do these chemical barrels. Yeah, we'll get it all done. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Have a good one.